Any Ramoth hit believers? Ooh, first card. Wait, no. Do you consider any ice block nerf? Like, would I nerf it? I would. I'd have nerfed it ages ago. I'd have put it at legendary plus once per game. I don't really want any of these against Demon Hunter, right? Should I keep this for the funnies? There's no way that was the right keep, by the way, but it's Tickatus, so we keep it because we love him. But I think even better than that, I think even better than making Ice Block legendary in once per game, I think activating an Ice Block should transform your Ice Blocks into something else. Like maybe they turn into Ice Barriers, or maybe they turn into like 1 mana, gain 3 armor, or something like that. I've been thinking I will make a Twitter post. Thing is, if they follow up with Hosen here, right, I don't have a Defile.
I have plenty of tricks up my sleeve.
Alright, I'll do this, and then I can play this and this with less risk to myself. So anyways, Ice Block transforming future Ice Blocks into something else. Like if you have a completed Ice Block, there's just an aura on you that any Ice Block you have becomes something that is an Ice Block. That handles both the once per game and it handles the generation issues the most cleanly. So I've been wanting to do a Twitter post of that idea, but I keep forgetting. It is very funny when Marshy is the one with Altar of Fire. I agree. Altar of Fire is one of those cards where, knowing my luck, I'm scared to include. I don't think Altar of Fire makes it into any serious deck lists, if that helps you. This is a deck I'm playing for the funnies of it, and because I think chat really liked it when somebody played something similar against me the other day. Who goes there? I'll tell you who goes there. No, I was gonna play Thorson. Chat, you know I was gonna play Thorson. What's wrong with my opponent? Alright, the cool part about this is we have Entitled Customer into Marin into activated Tickatus. We might be going Entitled Customer into Reno into something. How about when your hero receives fatal damage, prevent it and gain 10 armor. Once per game, become immune this turn. Doesn't that make Ice Block better? I don't know. Well, here's a customer.
Are you gonna clean that up?
The mighty Tickatus, isn't it mighty? Look how mighty it is. Hi, Chumbo Master of 40 card stuff. Hi, B Holster. Just make it twice per game? I don't like twice per game. I think the second Ice Block is already too much. It also doesn't handle the clunkiness of having generation effects give you inert Ice Blocks. But I guess that's the same thing for Time Warp, so maybe that's not a factor. Is Boo gonna clean that up? Boo is gonna clean that up. Or at least he has. Ice Block is the key to immortality in Hearthstone? Yeah. Ew. Well, my initial plan was to Marin, but the reason to Marin here is just to activate my Tickatus, right? Like, there's no good reason to Marin here. I think I'll do this and I'll Neophyte.
I have plenty of tricks up my
Yeah. Hey, Alray. Ice block. Upon receiving lethal damage, set your health to 15. I don't know. Guess there's a lot of things you could do with it. I think
good hit, my turn.
willingness and like card text are the primary factors in Ice Block not having received a nerf yet. I think they probably have a fair bit of ideas they could consider already. I don't think the right idea reaching their ears is really the factor preventing it from having happened already. Could go drink on this, and then this and this, right? Is that good? I think this Godfrey is going to take care of corrupting our Tickatus. Like, it's going to be pretty easy to get a Godfrey clear at this point. Slapping just once per game is weird because of game design decisions, like what do you do with future ice blocks? Can you play them or not? So if we're talking about once per game, I would make that change with also changing it to legendary. So as far as like what I would do, I'm not talking about feasibility for them. As far as what I would do if I was going to give ice block once per game, hey, I was supposed to be able to corrupt with my Godfrey this turn.
Shut up.
But I otherwise have a good turn, right? Should I tap? Okay. I'll do it for you, chat. Ooh. That's nothing. But I do that, I'll do that, and I'll do that. And everyone's happy, especially me. So what I would do if I was going to give it once per game is make it a legendary spell. Because then you don't have a second copy in your deck that is stupid. You know, like, you can't open up 2 ice blocks and one of them is dumb. Even though having 2 ice blocks gives you twice as likely to draw it, so it's not like it's completely useless. But that type of thing is why I like changing it so that using an ice block changes your future ice blocks better now. That's now my preferred change. So that way, your second ice block and any ice blocks you generate do still have a function. So let's just say, for example, that they become ice barrier. Like we add the text and future ice blocks become ice barrier or something like that, whatever fits. To the card. Then running the second ice block is good because you're twice as likely to draw it, and it's not bad because it still becomes an ice. You still have an ice barrier to play, and it handles having cards in your hand that would otherwise just be sitting there doing nothing. But if I was going to have once per game on an ice block, I would put, like, going back to the first, you know, if we were changing it to legendary once per game, if you generate an ice block after that, I'd want to put a big silenced X on the card. You know how when a card is silenced and you mouse over it, it's got a little X over the text here? I would just put that on, like, they should do that for Time Warp too, where it just, like, it has an X, so you know that this card isn't going to do anything. I actually haven't generated an ice block, I don't think. Not generated a Time Warp, I think, since they made that change, so I don't know. But anyways, that's how I would handle player side. Like, you mouse over your ice block, it has this giant X on it. Has there ever been a case where a card had its rarity changed? Yep. No. The yep was meant to be like, I agree that's an issue with that plan. So there are lots of reasons I think that this conversation showcases, I think, why Ice Block is such an awkward card to change. The changes that do enough create a little bit of awkward play patterns with the card, and the changes that don't create awkward play patterns with the card don't do enough. That's my opinion. But I do think that changing the future ice blocks that you can generate is pretty clean. The only issue with that one, I think, is card text. What did we win? That's a pretty good thing. That's a pretty good thing. I'm into it. So we'll boop that. Boop that. Boop that, I guess? I don't know. I'm doing alright here. I'm also, like, I'm not actually frustrated enough with Ice Block currently to want to change right now. I actually feel like Wild is in a surprisingly decent spot for what I would normally expect from it. And I'm not really looking to try and fail to improve on that. So if they... My point is, I guess, it's not the time right now, I don't think. I think it was the time when they nerfed. I think it was the time when they nerfed Sorcerer's Apprentice. I think that Sorcerer's Apprentice fell on the sword for Ice Block, but I think it was enough to push back the mage population, I guess. I don't know. I don't see as much of it, even though the deck that survived is the more frustrating deck. I'm fixing dirty database issues. Please distract me, Mr. Boo. Can I interest you in a 1000th conversation about Ice Block? Sorry for the question. What's in the ETC? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Well, any player who is capable of looking at this section of the screen knows. And Brand Tickatus does delete the rest of their deck. Should I do it for the culture? But it's only like one extra card, right? I'm still doing it. I'm out of cards. Alright. And now they don't have anything left, right? So if I just play hyper conservatively, we always win. I probably still should have gone... No, I don't know. Actually, I should have done some math. That's what I should have done. Are we actually dead? So... 14... and 620. We're close. We're real close. Well, they still have an adrenaline fiend too. We're super dead, aren't we? Is that Martian Stool? It really is. I'm sad. This game was otherwise good. Oh well. Or are we not dead? Okay, well, I guess Marshy win. You'll love to see it. Is Druid a favored matchup? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. What is a Pokemon TCG card that would be really cool in Hearthstone? Oh. I noticed something a while ago that I thought was funny. This is not an actual answer to your question, but there's an item card called Trekking Shoes, which is, look at the top card of your deck. You can put that in your hand, or you can discard it and draw a new card. So that's like, each copy of that card effectively shortens your deck size by 1 or more with upside, because sometimes you want things to be in your discard pile. And I was thinking about how, not like, some decks do play that card. It's a good card, but it's not like 4 of in literally every deck that can run it, because it's free. It doesn't cost any resources other than a card in your hand to play it. So it would be like 0 mana for that effect, a 0 mana neutral spell in this game. That's, look at the top card of your deck and either discard it and draw a new card, or just put it in your hand. That card would be broken in Hearthstone, but because Pokemon actually does require value in most decks, it's hard to justify, you know, the full 4 copies and everything. And most decks that do play it, they run 2 or 3. They don't run the full 4. So it's interesting how that type of thing changes from game to game. I used to really want effects like Copycat and maybe like Professor Oak's New Theory in Hearthstone, but now I'm not as sure. I want to Judge too, but we got that as Glide. I don't think it was done in the way that... Oh my goodness. Hold on one second, Pug. I will give you the appreciation you deserve momentarily once I finish this turn. Whee! Okay, so this isn't Reno Druid, this is Spell Damage Druid. But yeah, so there were those draw effects that I wanted to increase Hearthstone consistency a long time ago, and we actually got Glide, but not in the way that I would have wanted it. But that's what I used to want. That's what I used to want in Hearthstone from Pokemon, was things where like you could shuffle your hand into your deck and draw new cards. But anyways, Pug, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs, my friend. I really appreciate you. Always taking care of my sub goal. You're so generous with me. Thank you so much, Pug. Can we get some Pug more like Pogs in the chat? You know, look at you guys go. We need a... Can you... Yeah, we need an exclamation... Can someone put exclamation point Pug with Pug more like Pog? Can a mod or someone with access to my commands do that? If not, I'll do it later. But we need everyone to have easy access to Pug more like Pog. You know, when I ran for String Captain, that was one of my major platforms, and I need to deliver to the voters the Pug more like Pogs that they so richly desire. What's the middest Pokemon? We went through and couldn't find an Arbok that was especially good. So it looks like Arbok is one of the worst Pokemon of all time in the TCG. Good job, chat. Thank you, JF. I love decks from a couple years ago that used the item finding Mew, hence the Mewshu engine in the first iterations of Dialga V-Star. I came across the Poliwhirl illustrated rare card from Pokemon 151 today, and it's the best card art I've ever seen.
I have plenty of treats.
What do we got? We got draw 6 cards. This card is like never been good for me. Chat. Thoughts? Thoughts on throwing this out of the Symphony? Don't know what I want to do here. Other than lose. This thing's gigantic. Should I just play it? If I just play this, what then? That does look cool. Yeah, I like it.
The time has come to dethrone our former master.
It's a cut? Alright, we're cutting it from the Symphony. Get it out. Oh, look at this. That's cool. Do I care about Tickatus? Let's just go ahead and hope that it's not time for them to kill us yet. And then we can think about maybe doing this and this next turn. What are they culting for? Like, what do they play that card for? Is it just to shorten the deck size? You like Zola in these kind of decks? I could put Zola in here. Aw, Renathal's back. It's over. It's meant to be the downside for other good effects, but without the discount 6, the highest cost minion now is bad. You mean this is meant to be a downside? Because this is just meant to be like they use 6s on the card. I think. Because 6 is a spooky devil number. Bran? Ooh. I like that. Uh-oh. Don't do it. You leave me alone. Chat, do you think I'm gonna just bloodlust and kill them? Thoughts? What am I at right now? I'm actually close to a bloodlust kill, aren't I? Maybe not close enough. Goodbye, my stuff. No more bloodlust kill for me. You hate to see it. Well.
Insanity is no excuse for bad manners.
Should I give them draw 6 cards? I guess so. But like, they could probably actually use that, is the problem. I don't think I wait for Bran here. I think I just play the Tickatus. See what happens. Ooh, got their other Trickster. That's not bad. I never knew until right now that True Aim Crescent is a dual class card. Yeah, there are some of those where you forget. Hope and life and happiness and cheese. Cheese as far as the eye can see. They don't have anything left, do they? I guess I'm gonna do this. All right. What if I just use this now, just to stay at a high health total? I was gonna try to pair it with this, but I don't think that's worth it. Like extra 2 damage on that? I don't think we care about that. Deck looks juicy. It is juicy. It's 100% USDA certified juice. Is that words? Let's never speak of this again. Stopped by for Tickatus in 2024. Howdy. Hi, Dune. Is the Tempo Storm meta report worthy? Here's what wouldn't it be funny if my answer to that was no, it's hot trash. Everyone who works on it is stupid. Because I work on it. You know, like if you asked me that, wouldn't it be weird if I didn't talk it up? I can tell you that of all the meta reports on TempoStorm.com that are related to Hearthstone, it's the best one that handles a legacy format. So, you know, if that sounds worthy to you. Oh, chat. They didn't have the APM, so they're about to get Reno'd. Oh no. Oh no, what happened? Did you get Reno'd? Alright. I think Godgun plays Questlock, so this isn't another mirror where they get the Tickatus and I don't. No! Every time. Also, why isn't that in my tech pile? Goodbye, the rest of my deck. Man, the cheating is actually just so absurd, you know what I mean? Oh man, people keep burning my Tickatus. It's a disaster. I just want to Tickatus these fools. You know what I mean, chat? Now I'm gonna brand Theatar their Tickatus away from them. That's my plan. No! Every time! Chat, this is the second time I've encountered a Reno Warlock today. Like someone playing the same thing as me. And they destroy my Tickatus, and then on the following turn play their own brand Tickatus. Why am I so bad at this? Hopefully. Although, haven't I seen them on Reno Shaman? I guess it's hard to tell.
I see you've brought guests.
There's no reason to play that. I saw a green card on one I played. But I'm probably going to tap, right? And I don't need to restore the health, so it's kind of stupid. Have you seen the extra large questline Demon Hunter? Extra large questline Demon Hunter? I have not seen that.
The time has come.
Chat, should I see double Gigafin into Sir Finley Sea Guide? Thoughts? Have you ever been asked for a photo or anything? I was asked for a photo once. Just once. Boop. That hurt my feelings. Well, doing this doesn't clear everything. Zeph next turn wouldn't clear everything. Domino effect might. Where's my Sea Devil? Ooh. What do we get? We got my Sargeras, which, yeah, I think none of those mattered in this matchup, and we got their 3 cards that don't really matter in this matchup. I guess the Kobold was a nice hit. Oh my. Sea Devil Finley would make your eyes bleed. Oh, I should have done it. Fragile minds. Fragile chunks. Chat. They have a giant. I hope they play it over here. It'd be really sweet of them. Ooh, that was very nice of them. Did that make a difference? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Aw, unlucky. Except, at least I can kill that, and they can't heal themselves back up with this. That was a fun domino effect. Opponent literally never wins from here, chat, alright? I always win from here. They always stink and lose. That was the sickest domino effect you've ever seen? That's what's up. That clears. Alright. Do they really not have a Molten Giant? Or a Flesh Giant? That'd be nice. I think we're gonna lose. Are they not gonna play Tamsin this turn? Maybe we should have kept Zeph for surprise lethal. Maybe in hindsight. Even then, I don't know. It's gonna be tough. I was thinking about maybe trading, flipping, and Okaniing, but I don't think that's worth it. We're getting close to 10. We might be able to win if we can get here. Our opponent just needs to keep being scared of leaving our stuff up. So if that raised dead got them a broom back, I think we're in trouble. Then they can bomb the Gigafin and rush the giant to clear, which would not be good. All right. Oh, is that it? Wow. Against all odds, we win. All right, 30 card priest or druid. Got your Lorthamar, got your Califro. All right, I guess we win. You love to see it. I don't know what they're gonna do without Lorthamar and Califro. While there are some surface level differences in the way that card games are monetized, I think on a base level, they're all on the same model. And I think that's because IRL card games all have that exact same model, and it's very profitable, so there's no reason to innovate on what's not broken. Real life card games, for reasons that I'm not going to get into in this outro, pretty much have to be monetized by card packs if they want to keep decks customizable and accessible. Digital card games don't have that same distribution issue, but there's so much precedent for card packs that they transition very well into the loot box model, which especially on mobile makes a lot of money. I am surprised though that no one is trying to innovate outside of that at all. Every other genre of video games experiments outside of one specific monetization model. So for example, MMOs, if they're on mobile, are frequently going to be like Hearthstone, where it's monetized off of loot boxes. But if you look at PC, you get things like World of Warcraft, which in addition to periodic big expansion updates, asks you for a subscription model every month. And a card game could easily do that. It could give you a little bit free to play, and if you pay a monthly subscription of like 12, 15 bucks, whatever, you have access to all the cards while you're paying the subscription. But nobody tries it. Then you have things like first-person shooters, where again, especially on mobile, they'll be monetized by loot boxes. And then you look at Call of Duty, where pretty much every year they just release a new one. So you'll get your new Call of Duty, play it into the ground over a year, and then a new one will come out, you'll buy that and play that one into the ground until the next one comes out, and then you'll buy that. This one in particular, I think would be really well suited to making the greatest card game franchise of all time. And here's the reason. It's hard to balance a live service digital card game because you're constantly releasing new content and it never reaches stability, right? So Standard gets a new set every 3 or 4 months, and then once a year they rotate 2 years ago's content. Now that we have mini sets especially, the amount of time that Hearthstone stays static is like a month and a half to 2 months, which is hardly enough time to figure out which balance options should even be pursued, much less enjoy the benefits of a balanced meta for a time. Then you look at legacy formats like Wild, where the rotated cards have to go somewhere, or else it feels really weird that they're just deleting stuff you've purchased. And as time goes on, the synergies start to build up, creating really broken decks that make it hard to really enjoy most of the collection you've accumulated. But if everything is segmented off by a game that comes out every year or two, it fixes both of those problems. Let's say you have Hearthstone 2023 and you're playing with all the cards you're going to have the whole year. If in your testing you overlooked something that should be tweaked a little bit, you have the time to fully understand what change you should make, and then once you've made that change, you have most of the year still to enjoy the meta you've created from it. And then instead of all those cards going into the pile of old stuff that's swimming around in the sea of legacy format hyper combo. If you want to play with your old decks, you simply load last year's version of the game and play around with that for a while. So imagine instead of Wild, you pull the Hearthstone 2024 cartridge out of your Switch and go find your Hearthstone 2017 cartridge, shove that in there, and then you just play Knights of the Frozen Throne for a while because you're feeling nostalgic. Now, I'm not saying that that's a more lucrative monetization model than the loot box model that digital card games are married to, but I feel like people just aren't creative in this respect at all. Like, why has nobody explored anything that's actually different?